Welcome back to a new class of AI, machine learning, data science, and big data analytics. The topic of this class is handling missing values and data merging, grouping, and also aggregation. So I have separated this class in specific parts so that it is easy for you to understand and also to get you a clear idea about the functionalities and also what functions are you going to use to handle your data and also for, let's say, organizing or processing your values. So make sure not to skip any part and make sure you are connected to the internet so it is easier for you to progress with work and also understand and also practice along with me. So without any further ado, let's open up PyCharm, but if you're not using PyCharm, open up any of the IDE that you prefer using. So, just as you can see, I have opened up PyCharm. First off, let's create a new project. Now, make sure you select up Python version and then press on Create. Just in a couple of seconds, you will see the virtual environment will be created, and also it is going to update these skeletons. After your skeletons have been updated completely, you'll be able to work with your interface. Okay? Now, first off, you have to know why are you going to do or why are you going to fix up missing values. So in a couple of dataset, you're going to find out missing values. And that is a very common thing. Now, let's say, as you're working or as you're preparing for machine learning, AI, dataset, and big data analytics, and to create your AI model, you need to clean your data. So, in couple of files or in multiple files, you will see there is going to be a lot of missing values. Without those missing values, or let's say while keeping the missing values, it might not give you the best or the most accurate data when you're processing it. So it is very important for you to clean up your data. Also, whenever your data sets come in multiple files, you need to merge up your data and also aggregate them. So when you're aggregating your data, cleaning your data, even merging your data, what you basically do is you use the function which is called group by and also aggregation so that you can process the data and also even summarize it. That is why missing or fixing the missing values in your data is very important. First things first, we want to create a CSV file. Let's say I'm going to put in pupil.csv. So we have our CSV over here. You can see our supported. So we want to put in, let's say, name, comma, put in age, comma, and also the points. Here, I'm going to put in the first one is going to be John, age is going to be 17, and the point he got was 87. Let's say next one is, let's say, Simon. Let's say the next one, I'm going to keep a missing value, and the grade this person got is 67. Then I'm going to put in Mike. Mike is 19 years old, but there is a missing value. Then I'm going to put in, let's say, Laura. Laura is 18 years old, and she got like 98. And the last one is going to have two missing values, and that person got 79. So that is going to be it for this person. Now, what you want to do is we want to fix up these missing values. Okay? Now, you can see plugins supporting CSV files found. We want to install the plugins. So, you're going to need an internet connection to make sure that those plugins are installed properly. Okay? So, first things first, wait for it to search for the plugins in the repository. Now, even if you don't want to do that, it's also completely fine. But sometimes it's just better to have one of them available. Press on OK. I'm going to click on accept, and you can see it has been updated and also applied. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to restart and activate the plugin updates. So just click on this. If you don't want to use those extensions, it is also totally fine. Now, I'm going to create a Python file. Let's say I'm going to name it test. Here, what I'm going to do is first off, I'm going to import pandas. If it is not available, open up terminal and type in pip install pandas. Hit on enter and wait for a bit until everything is installed and it is installed successfully. You will see on the last line, it is going to show you successfully installed NumPy pandas. If that appears up, that means pandas has been installed perfectly. But if it does not show you that, that means there are a couple of things that are not able to download and install perfectly on your device. So make sure you have a stable internet connection. Wait for a bit until it shows up, and you can see successfully installed NumPy pandas. Now pandas as PD. I'm going to load the dataset. df equal pd.read underscore CSV. Open up double quotation. Here, I'm going to put in pupil.csv. Now, I want to print out, let's say, the original dataset. And also, I'm going to put in printout df. Run the program, and you will see we're going to get the whole dataset, something like a spreadsheet or like a table. And you can see the CSV is working. Now you can see in a couple of them there are NaN value. That means there are no values in those specific places. Now, how are you going to find out those missing values? To find out those missing values, first off, I'm going to put in function to find missing values. What you want to do is type in print df.isNull. Open parentheses. Now, basically what this shows you is it gives you a true and false for each missing value. Wherever there is an NaN error or NaN value, it is going to show us as false. There we go. We have false, false, false. So it is the opposite. You can see it is true, which is over here. Simon is true. There we go. We have last true, true, which means there are true missing values. Now, what you can also do is you can also get the sum of the missing values. Let's create another section. Function to sum missing values. So I'm going to type in print df.isNull. Open the parentheses, and after that put in dot sum. Open the parentheses again. It counts missing per column. So run the program, and you will see name is 1, age 2 missing, and points is 1 missing. So when you put in isNull, it basically is the function to check each cell. And when you put in sum, it basically counts the missing values per the column. So it also helps you to understand and detect up how bad missing values are available on your dataset. Now, as we know how to find out these missing values, how to sum up these missing values, what if you want to remove the missing values? So let's say I'm going to create another, let's say, variable. Let's say here, function to remove NaN values. Let's create a variable. Let's say clean data frame equal df dot drop na. Well, if you've checked out my previous class, you already know about it. So here, print clean df, run the program, and you will see it is basically going to clean out all the cells or all the rows which contains those missing values. Okay? Now, what if you want to remove rows only if all values are missing? So, we're going to put a condition. Let's say function to remove NaN values if row contains all NaN values. So I'm going to put in clean underscore df1 equal df dot drop na. Here, how is going to be the condition? Single quotation and all. Run the program, and you will see that any row which contains all values which are missing is basically going to be dropped. But except for that, it is not going to work. So, when are you going to use this? As you can see, nothing has been printed. It is because none of these rows contain all missing values. Some of them has all the values or one or two of the values, not all. If I remove all of this like this and keep the program running and run the program again, you will see nothing has been printed over here. There we go. We have NaN on all of them. Okay? So I'm just going to make sure to put in any specific number and then run the program. There we go. Nothing has been printed. So when are you going to use this? You are going to use these functions when incomplete rows are useless for analysis. But you have to keep in mind that dropping a lot of rows can destroy the data and give you, let's say, an unexpected result. So you have to make sure you are aware of your data too. Even though you are going to be using these functions to make sure that you have or you put in less time and effort, but I would still suggest you go check out your data set sometimes, because it is obviously good to be aware and be a bit careful. Now, the next thing that we're going to learn is about filling the missing values, which is also known as imputation. So let's say I'm going to create a section, function for imputation. Okay, what you want to do is put in, let's say, df fill. This is going to be my variable, df dot fill an a. Now, what do you want to fill it with? Let's say I want to fill the all NaN values with 1. Run the program, and any of the data which is containing, the printed one, or let's say I'm going to print out clean df1, also print out, I'm just going to put in something like this. Run the program, and there we go. We have NaN. If we just remove this over here and run the program, you will see the last row will be missing. If we put in the value 56 again and then run the program, it is going to come back. Now, in the same way, we want to print in df dot fill. Run the program, and you will see any data which has NaN will be replaced with 1. Okay? So that is basically how it is going to work. Now, so basically this function is basically useful for numeric columns when, any value. Most of the time we basically use just a 0, which is basically used to give it more sense. And Python and even pandas can give it a more, let's say, better operation or process it better when there is a numerical value instead of the NaN. Okay? Now, The next thing that we're going to learn about this class is going to be filling any value with mean, median, and also mode. So first things first, let's say here, say mean, mode, median. Let's say data frame. Now, which section or which category of data do you want to apply to? So basically, I want to apply to my age. So let's say age equal df age dot fill an a. Let's say df secondary bracket age, and then put in dot mean open parentheses. That's all. This is basically how you put in the mean value. In the same way, let's say instead of age, I want to put it inside my point. So I'm going to type in point. Over here, do the same thing. Type in point, fill an A, also df, point, and this is basically where you just change all the things. So here I'm going to put in median. Now, if I want to change the values of the names which are missing, and I want to print out unknown instead of NaN or 0 or 1, what I can do, df name equal df name dot fill an A df name. Okay, this is how you basically put it. But instead, what I want you to do is cut all of this fill an A with, let's say, no name. Run the program, and you can see this is how it shows up. Okay, you can see we have 0 like this. But if you print out data frame again, run the program, and you will see no name. And also in age we have a mean, so there is basically no 0 value or NaN. Even in the point there is no 0 value but NaN. Okay, but you can see we have filled it out with a median value. So this is basically how you fill up your NaN or missing values with mean, mode, or even median. Okay, in the same way you can type in mode. There we go. So it is basically now mode. So this is basically how you work with mean, mode, and median. Now, what if you want to work with backward and forward fill? So create a section. Let's say I'm going to put in forward slash backward fill. Okay. Let's say I'm going to put in df dot, and then you put in fill. This basically shows, or this basically represents forward fill. df dot put in fillna. I'm going to put in method equal ffill. In the same way, underscore bfill equal df dot fill an A, method equal here bfill. If you want to run the program, print data frame. Run the program, and you will see, there we go, we have this error. Future warning, data frame fill an A with method is deprecated and will raise in a future version. So use object.ffill. Okay, so instead I can put in obj. Let's use obj. Run the program, and you can see, there we go, we have this error again because object has no attribute as object. Okay, so we're going to basically just change this format. If it keeps showing you this exact same error, what we can do is we can basically just remove this. Okay, so we have ffill, and instead of fill an A, I'm going to just put in ffill. Cut this off. Run the program and check if it shows you an error. There we go. Then we have printed the forward fill and also the backward fill. So this is basically how it works when you want to work with forward fill and also backward fill at the same time. So what forward fill does is that it copies the previous row values. As you can see, as it is copying, we're going to check out Simon. Okay, so it is going to basically just copy the previous one, but it's just going to add it up with 1. So it turned out to be 18. Okay, and also we're going to check out Mike 67. You can see this is 77, incremented by 10. In the same way, if I check out Laura, which is 18, and it basically just copied up 18. Now there are backward fill and forward fill on all of them, so it could basically just choose up any of the values that it is finding up as, let's say, none. Okay, so this is basically how you're going to work with filling out those missing values. Okay, now after this, hope you learned about everything up till this part. Now we're going to go to the next part of this class where we're going to learn about data merging, grouping, and also aggregation. So let's create a file. First off, I'm going to name it student.csv. So here I'm going to put in ID, let's say user, and also the age. ID 1, let's say Jacob, and the age is going to be 17. Now for the next one, say 2, let's say Sarah, and this person is 16. 3, comma, let's say Mela, and this person is 18. And also for, which is the ID, I'm going to put in Leroy. This person is also 19. So that is going to be our student.csv. Let's create another CSV file. Let's say grade.csv. Here, grade, here I'm going to put in, let's say number. Then I'm going to put in, let's say English, and also literature. Okay, so number is 1. So 1 is basically John. He got 86. In literature, he got 98. For 2, he got 90 and also 87. For 3, he got 84. I'm going to put in 99. Number 4, I'm going to put in 92 and also 79. That is basically it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to merge both of these data. So first off, let's create a Python file. As that already is available, test 1. First things first, import pandas as pd, and then I'm going to put in students equal pd.read underscore csv. First off, for students, I want to find out student.csv, and let's say for the scores, or let's say for the grade, equal pd.read csv. Here, I'm going to find out grade CSV. I'm going to put in merged equal pd Now this is where the functions are applied. If you want to merge up any data, just type in merge. Then I'm going to type in the variables, which is students, comma, and then the grade. Here, I'm going to put in on equal. I'm going to put in ID. Now, one thing that should be like the same on both of them, let's say instead of number, put in ID. So I'm going to put in ID over here. Okay? After that, I'm going to print out merged. Run the program, and there we go. We have ID, Jacob user, age, and we also have the English and also literature number. Okay? So this is basically how it works when you are merging up your data. So whenever you are using merge, it basically joins using common column. So one thing needs to be the same. Instead of ID, if I put in number, also here, put in number. If I run the program, it might show you off as an error. So here, we have to put the common one and run the program. And there we go. This is how it will appear up. Now, let's say I'm going to create a section. Let's say I'm going to find different variables. So I'm going to put in different types of data. Let's say pd.merge. Here I'm going to put in students, comma, grade. Let's say on, single quotation, number, comma. Here I'm going to put in how. First off, I'm going to put in this inner, which is basically the only matching row. Okay? So anything that is basically the matching one will be printed. So print it out, and there we go. The next thing that I want to do is keeping all the students. So PD. Now first things first, I'm going to print out the data. Run the program, and this is how it will appear up. You can also change it whenever you want to, but I'm just going to keep it just like this. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it. Now, on how, what I want to do is I want to keep all the ones on the left. So it basically keeps all the students. If I want to keep all the scores, I'm going to type in right. And if I want to keep all the rows, I'm going to put in outer. Run the program. You will see everything will be basically the same, but instead of merged, what you can do is you can turn it into a data frame, which we didn't do basically. But we can make sure that everything is turned into a data frame. But we don't want to do it right now, because that is going to make it a lot more complex. Now, the next thing that we're going to learn is grouping up the data. So I'm going to create a section with grouping. First off, create a variable grouped. Put in merged, which is the variable, and then type in group by, which is also the function which basically groups up your data. Now, what I want to do is I want to group the data with the age. So I'm going to put in age. And then I want to print out grouped dot mean value of the data. Run the program, and you can see it might show you off as an error. So I'm going to find it out group by. Then we have the age. You can see we have the age over here. And also you can see we have how mean dtype object. So first off, let's check out the exact line. Grouped mean. Okay? So if it doesn't show you off with the mean value, we can cut it off. So instead of mean, we can just first off print out how it basically looks. There we go. We have panda score, all of them, and also everything is basically grouped. Okay? But if you want to find out the mean value, or the mode, or the median, you can find it out however you prefer. Okay? Now, what it basically does is that it groups rows based on column values and also allows calculations per the group. Okay? You can see object at this specific value. Now, let's try running the program again. And this is exactly how it shows up. Okay? Now, you also have to understand why this type of error appears up. You can see mean D type is an object, which means there is a string value. Now, if there is a string value, what you can do inside this parentheses is type in numeric only equal true. Run the program, and there we go. We have the mean value. So this is basically how it is going to work when you try to group data. Okay? And it also works based on column values and also allows your calculation process. Now, the one thing or the next thing that we're going to learn about in this class is the aggregation function. So I'm going to put in aggregation. Here, let's say I'm going to put in merged dot group by. Now, I'm going to open up the parentheses. First off, I want to group by with age dot aggregation. Parentheses, third bracket, and first off, I want English and literature. So, I'm going to put in English, colon, I'm going to put in mean, comma, and also for literature, here, what I want is, let's say, the median. That is basically it. If you run the program, you might see another error. But if it doesn't show up, then you will exactly find out how it basically looks like. If you want to print it out, you can also print it out exactly how you want it to be. Okay? You can also term it as a variable, and you can use like summation, maximum, minimum, count, and even standard. Now, the last thing that you want to learn in this class is going to be multiple grouping of columns. So, I'm going to put in multiple grouping columns. First off, I'm going to put in merged dot group by. Parentheses, secondary bracket. First off, let's say I want the age, and also I want the name. Now, I'm going to find the mean value. If you run the program, it might show you off as an error. Then, in the same way, what you can do is put the exact same thing, numeric only equals true. That is it. Run the program, and it might show you off working better. But if it still does not work, then there are specific things that you have to follow through. Now, this might show you off as an error over and over again, but here, after this, you want to type in print, put in merged, and type in columns. Run the program, and there we go. We have number, user, age, English, and also literature, which are all object. And what I did was put in name, but in our students, we have user, not name. So make sure to put in the exact keyword. And in this way, you will see how you can group up data, how you can aggregate, how you can also use group by. So that is it for this class, and hope you understood about everything in this class. So the summary of this class is how you can create clean data for accurate machine learning and also for preparing AI models. I've also shown you how you can merge multiple sources of data, and also how you can group and aggregate to analyze the trends of the data. So thank you for watching this video up till the very end, and hope you understood about everything in this class. If there is any problem, if you're facing anything, or if you're having any issues, or if you have any question, feel free to ask me anytime, as I'm always there to help you out. So, without any further ado, let's move on to our next class of AI, machine learning, data science, and big data analytics.